This is crazy. BlackRock, the richest and most powerful company in the world, is buying millions of XRP coins behind the scenes. Ladies and gentlemen, this is one of the best signs ever for the stock market. There is a good chance that XRP will be worth 500 or even more per coin. That's pretty cool. You'll feel bad if you miss this movie. Let's skip all the other stuff and get right to the point. Take note of the dis. Things are said to be going on in the crypto world that BlackRock and JP Morgan, two of the world's biggest banks, may be putting money into XRP behind the scenes. Analysts and insiders are putting these moves together, but government statements haven't confirmed them yet. Things could get really bad. When the talk began, Verson Algera, the founder of Black Swan Capitalist, shared ideas from well-known people in the XRP community, such as digital views and buying digital assets. Digital asset buyers said in one featured talk that Robbie Mitchnick and Susan I were the only ones who officially valued XRP in 2018. It's interesting that Mitchnick later joined BlackRock and deleted his LinkedIn link to Ripple. When it comes to its ETFs, BlackRock has mostly only talked about Bitcoin and Ethereum since then. Is that all there is to it? Though a digital asset investor said it was silly to think that BlackRock, the world's largest asset manager, wouldn't care about XRP or any other utility-based coin. Instead, he made it seem like BlackRock's silence could be part of a plan. Digital Perspective's Bradley Kim added fuel to the fire by saying that big banks will often play down or ignore an asset in public while putting it together. That's okay, Kim, because it keeps prices from going through the roof before collection is over. That was very clear. This is not against the law and is how Wall Street tea works. Kim's also said that the stories going around today are related to how XRP was given out in the past. He said that 5 billion XRP had been given to R3 in the past, and that investor Greg had plans for 1% of the whole supply. Why wouldn't other big banks or funds have gotten the same amounts of money if deals like this had happened before? Could BlackRock or JP Morgan have been there without being seen? Remember that these claims are just guesses. These well-known brands are not yet linked to XRP in any legal documents or blockchain data. There is a pattern to the story, though. Institutions play down assets until the time is right. What might happen if BlackRock and JP Morgan are buying XRP turns out to be very strong. XRP is already different from most cryptocurrencies since it can be used to pay for things across borders. You can better understand how it works in the US now that Ripple has won its court case against the SEC. It also has a lot of potential for making money easier to get. Adding BlackRock, a business that is in charge of more than 10 trillion in assets, to the mix could make demand go through the roof. One great example is what BlackRock did to start Bitcoin ETFs. That the company moved to Bitcoin showed that the asset was real after years of doubt. It also brought more money, reputation, and institutional access to the market. XRP's price could change a lot if it ever got the same amount of attention, someone who owns digital assets said. BlackRock isn't likely not interested in XRP. I think this guess brings out a deeper truth. Most of the time, institutions wait to show their cards until they're ready. BlackRock and JP Morgan may not tell small buyers about their plans until after the big players have put a lot of money into the market. And by then, the price of XRP might be very different from now. Now comes the important part. What can our favorite cryptocurrency, XRP, really do? Wall Street might not want this gem, you still to see. I promise you that some of the things that the best crypto experts say will shock you. If BlackRock is really thinking ahead, the price of XRP could go up a lot more in the future than people think. There are big claims being made about XRP as people get more and more excited about it. Experts and people with a lot of power are both coming up with numbers that didn't make sense before. Levy said in a tweet that XRP will make everyone rich. In the same way, Jack the Ripper felt good and said that XRP would soon get to a new high point. It's said that Wells Fargo thinks XRP will hit 100 to 500 in the next 2 to 7 months. And XRP Queen may have said the most shocking thing when she said that if that guess is right, we might be seeing one of the biggest moves in Ethereum history. But how likely is it that these numbers are correct? To understand that, we need to step back and see the bigger view. The CEO of ARK Invest, Cathie Wood, has said again that she believes Bitcoin could reach 1 million in 5 years. To her, Bitcoin has taken the place of gold as a safe way to keep money safe, and it's now how banks buy digital assets. For Wood, the time for fast growth in crypto is now, as more and more organizations start to use blockchain technology, safe coins, and even Ethereum and Solana. An analyst named Livy Reitfeld used Wood's forecast right away to explain XRP. Where Bitcoin could really hit $1 million, which means XRP could reach 100. It's also very likely that this will happen. As big banks put more and more money into crypto markets, he said it wouldn't stop with Bitcoin. A lot of altcoins with good uses tend to go up in value when Bitcoin does. Often they do even better than Bitcoin, going up even more. He also talked about how well XRP has done in the last 8 months. In December and January, XRP went up more quickly than predicted. This shows that it is still very strong. Lastly, Ripple's lawsuit against the SEC made the rules clearer. This makes XRP a better choice and a better attract large flows. There are more than one person making this point. A seasoned dealer named Steve Schultz recently looked at how much XRP and Bitcoin could grow over the next 5 years. His math is hard to believe. If you put 5,000 into Bitcoin today and it goes up to 1 million, that's a return of 730%. RP was worth about 3 when the same 5,000 was put into it. When it reached 100, it was 155,800. A gain of 16%, which is more than 5 times the return on Bitcoin. People who are ready to take risk are XRP because it gives them an uneven return. If what Wells Fargo says about a 100 to 500 in the next few months comes true, It won't just be big gains. It's time for a full reevaluation of what XRP stands for in the way money works. Take a look at it from a different angle. At its current price of 3 to XRP has already grown 400% a year, which is a lot more than Bitcoin's 96% growth. It will cost therefore 71% more when it go own 10,000 XRP tokens, which are worth around 28,000 right now. Would have a position worth 100 million if XRP hit 100. Yes, but that's not all. We need to talk about more than just costs. We need to look at how Ripple works with other people. Now is where things really start to get exciting. Ripple is making waves in more than one field. It's taken over the world of business in a quiet way. When you see who XRP works with, you'll understand why it might be useful. This new event in the XRP environment isn't just crypto talk then. It could hurt the network's popularity and reliability for a long time. Anders said on X that Liechtenstein's LCX was a government-run MYDA, stands for Markets and Crypto Assets. It is the name of the white paper that Exchange for Digital Assets put out for XRP. In this case, Ripple is not promoting anything. Repage and the XRP system have nothing to do with LCX. The file is actually a separate assessment that was sent to the European Securities and Markets Authority so that officials could look it over. It gives a detailed, checkable look at how the XRP ledger works, including how it is run, how much energy it uses, and how approval is reached. Investors and lawmakers can use the white paper as clear proof that XRP is what it says it is, decentralized. XRP ledgers agree to the Ripple protocol.